Hello again. I wrote a letter to the Board of Trustees a couple weeks ago. You might have seen it in the Center Daily Times. Dear Penn State Board of Trustees, it is apparent you want us, the alumni, to move forward. You implore us to move forward. Here is a simple fact. We can and will move forward and will join you in a united front if one of two things occurs. We will move forward if one, indisputable evidence surfaces that clearly shows Joe Paterno knew Jerry Sandusky was molesting boys since 1998 and did nothing to stop him. We already know that the evidence of the $6.5 million free report were not factually derived. It has been, or two, you admit your hasty decisions starting back in November 2011, including firing Joe Paterno, accepting the free report, and agreeing to the NCAA sanctions, were a mistake, made under pressure and not based on truth, and that, most importantly, you did not act in the best interest of Penn State University. One day, you will have to look in the mirror and admit that you allowed this debacle to spin out of control. In November 2011, Penn State had no crisis management in place. So the media naturally turned to Joe, the face of Penn State, but he was allowed to say very little. The media applied pressure, and once you, the board, fired Joe, that was all the world needed to conclude he must have been guilty of a cover-up.
No way.
You, the trustees, were distancing yourselves from anyone the media labeled as guilty, so you could come out smelling like roses. Then you hired Free to validate your firing of Joe, and again, to make yourselves look like the good guys. Did it not once occur to you that by making the icon of your own university take the fall with no evidence of wrongdoing, you were potentially destroying the university? Yes. NCAA sanctions, economic suicide, lawsuits, accreditation fallout. It seems you were so anxious for so long to get rid of Joe that you could not wait to throw the last jab. And here you are, reaping what you sowed. There will never be unity between the alumni and the board until you start admitting your mistakes, or until all of you who are active in November of 11 vacate your positions.
Yes. Yeah!
You want to move on because it is too painful for you to live in this mess you made. I wonder how many of you, with the benefit of hindsight, would have done things differently the night of November 9, 2011.
Yes.
I'm sure it is difficult for some of you to look in the mirror or even get out of bed in the morning. We all know when we offend someone or do wrong, there are simply two choices. Man up, admit our mistakes, make amends, and move on, or sweep it under the rug and never move on. The one who is wronged can never move on until the offense is reconciled. That is why we, the alumni, cannot and will not move on. And now you find yourselves desperate to repair and rebuild the image of Penn State, an image which you single-handedly allowed to be torn apart. Perhaps the first course of action should be to repair and rebuild the trust within our family, and then together we can restore the image of our university. It is time to fight for what is right and for the truth. It is time to be the leaders we entrusted you to be. Please remember this: a house divided against itself cannot stand. Thank you.